Some of the more amazing things I've learned since moving here is some of the stereotypes you think about nature aren't really true, like the peaceful and quietness of nature, especially in spring when the spring peepers are out screaming. In fact, it's such a deafening roar that you would never be able to relax out here. The sheer number of frogs out here is amazing. They're everywhere. But nature really hates me. So, I don't know, I have a thing. They just avoid me at all costs. Well, I think at our roots, we're wildlife. So, the more separated we get, the more we live in urban settings, we lose touch with ourselves when we lose touch with wildlife. So, living out here and being disconnected with all the natural events and creatures makes you feel like you're more connected with yourself. There's a big risk for the environment because people focus on a lot of what's happening in their lives right now. So they're worried about jobs, they're worried about money, that type of thing, which is important. But, you know, wildlife and nature, everything happens so slowly that either A, people don't notice, you know, the attacks on nature, or B, they feel like, there's plenty of time to reverse that course later on. I mean, even with stuff like, you know, climate change. I mean, even if you were to believe that the climate change is real, but a lot of people, they feel like, well, it's so happening so slow that we can probably fix that later on. We can worry about jobs right now, for instance, and we'll worry about the environment later. But that's some of these things are irreversible. So it's like the old study with the frog in the boiling pot of water. If you throw a frog in a boiling pot of water, it'll jump out. But if you throw it in cold water and then slowly heat it up, it never notices it and it cooks to death. And that's what this is, I think. People don't notice the attacks on nature on a daily basis. As you get older, you get to be more of a realist. And that's just an observation. I'm not saying that we can't change course. And there's a lot of people that are really interested in wildlife and natural causes, you know, but